for you. Why that's a youth revolution in agriculture in Nigeria. Then you have the GEM, which is purposely for women. Grow and add more. That one is also only for women. So we realize this as vulnerable groups at the support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Managing Director, NISAL, Dr. Ghazali Mohammed, to come up to the stage. Also, we want to welcome the presence of Chief Joe Onwike, the National President of the Palm Oil Association of Nigeria. We welcome also Dr. John Osonwa, a seasoned consultant of climate. You're welcome. Replacing the MD of Bank of Agri that left is the representative of the director, NISAL, Dr. Ghazali Mohammed. You're welcome. A round of applause for him, please. So, Dr. Mohammed, we want to hear you speak.
I thought I was supposed to be at discussions.
Yes.
Not to as supposed to be part of the discussion.
I want you had a presentation.
No, I'm not making any presentation, just to be part of the discussion.
All right, sir.
Thank
you. So, moving forward, we continue with this session, insurance appreciation. So, Pastor has been able to hear those comments regarding insurance defense.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Joe Onwike. This is Kurasha, the MDC, Christian Transportation here, but for the businesses of duties. I'm very happy that Nigerians are taking to the subject of insurance. Every poor, I find myself always trying to emphasize the need for insurance. Why? Because resources are not exactly improving across the globe. Almost every part of the globe is suffering recession, and Nigeria is not an exception. Coupled with the fact that the pandemic has put its own leverage on productions and productivity across the globe. That is what gladdens my heart when I heard a lady mentioning insurance. We have productions across the agricultural value chain has suffered a lot in Nigeria because of the neglect of insurance in the past. But for the past few years now, due to farmer sensitization across the states, farmers are beginning to get acquainted with the subject of insurance. And I want to assure the lady that we have insurance packages across the value chain. I was happy when the MD of whatever activities you are participating in the agricultural value chain. Now, in the last National Council on Agricon and Rural Development, we were in the discussion on the impact of climate change on agricultural production. And we talked about two of the impacts on the Nigerian agricultural production. But I want to talk about the first one now. I'll talk about the other one later when I'm discussing something on the paper. The one I want to talk about is the herders-farmers clash. And during the discussion, the MD mentioned, she joined us online, that the corporation just introduced the cattle damage cover for farmers, so that if the cattle damages your farm, that is insured with NAIC, with all the necessary documentation, you will be compensated. So, apart from the other cover for products across the value chain, herders, farmers clash that affects cattle damage cover is now available with the corporation. You can take it, and then your crop is guaranteed that when you suffer a loss, compensation will be paid to you. So if you want to see more of our production, of our products, all you need to do is go to our website, www.naic.gov.ng, www.naic.gov.ng, www.naic.gov.ng. And where you see it, you see another corner there. If you are lost on the website, just go to the Servicom site. You will see my name there. You see my phone number. You get in touch with me. I'll link you with any section of the corporation that you want to link with. If it's your branch, if it's a branch office, with our branch offices across the states of the corporation, of the nation, I will link you with the necessary branch manager or zona manager where your problem can be easily resolved. We'll talk about it later. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. It's good that NAEC is here as well. I think I want to also put it to the notice of all the farmers here that whatever crop you do in short, government is also paying part of that. I'm aware, but it didn't say to you now. I want you to know that if you insure your crop, part of the premium you are paying is being paid by the government. And I can show you that in FCT here, on an annual basis, they bring us a bill of farmers. So I want you to take advantage of this so that if you insure your crop either through the bank, be rest assured that the government is already paying it on your behalf, 50%. So you know it's a number, and we are losing. So please, if you think you have at a risk, insure your crop. And I'm sure the bank, the insurer know that government will definitely pay the 50% of the premium for you. One other thing I want to encourage ourselves, not everybody should be in the production directly. You can participate in each of the stages of the value chain in agriculture. We have people that can engage in packaging, transportations, even displaying or advertising product. So I expect our youth and women to take advantage that you mustn't have a land to produce. You can also do more in adding value to the system. So I want to encourage you, and like you said, the banks are willing to support you in any aspect of the value chain you want to participate, so that at the end of the day, all of us are engaged and we engage more hands to feed ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that contribution. And you see the emphasis still on the insurance section is grouping. If you group, you will help the lesser privileged ones, and you make things much easier for either the bank side to access your loans, and they will oversee some stringent measures. All these measures they are taking, bring collateral or bring this, bring that, you have to sign this, you have to bring these certifications, is a guarantee. They just wanted to know, we all individually know that some of us collect these loans and use them for different purposes. And payback is another thing. And trace individual addresses is one other funny thing. So, but when we come as a group, your group leaders can negotiate a very wonderful deal for the group, and you take advantage of it. Look at the agro group making offers. We have this amount of money to invest on this section. What are they looking for? They have a register there. Every group should go and sign. Individual sign, identify yourself and which section you want to participate. And I tell you, they will focus more attention on the groups. So align yourself to a group of what you feel you can do justice to that, and you will enjoy that. Insurance is also telling you, if you group yourself in numbers, you take much more advantage of it. The bank is also making an offer to you. Group yourselves. They will be less stringent on the measures. They don't want to lose money just like that. But all these things, I tell you, if we don't have rules governing the whole affairs. You will see what some of us will do, which is very unbelievable. But the most important thing, we should identify those who are capable among us to take a lead. Give them that chance. We have the market here, not even export. Let's identify what we have first. What are we good in? Assist those ones that they needed assistance. And if you come as a group, I tell you, the bank will dedicate someone to focus attention on you, listen to you properly, tell you some packages that you don't even know about them. Or because of your own demand, they can step down on some stringent measures they are taking. They ask you for your business plan. Those business plans, obviously, you see, we have the need here. We buy everything. That's why we are easily lured with buying flavors, abandoning our own original products. But if we group ourselves, things will be much easier for us. So let me invite the NICEL representative to chip in his own contribution and what they are offering. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. First, we would like to apologize for our inability to come on time. I think this gathering is very important, and then let me start by saying it's very important to produce what you eat and eat what you produce. This is very, very important. Why? Because if you look at almost all the developed countries, that's what they're doing to get where they are. I believe Nigeria will get there with the rate at which we are going. Even though we have some challenges, I think the CBN is making a lot of effort in collaboration with NASA to come up with a lot of intervention to support SMEs through, like you say, groups. It's very interesting to note that National Microfinance Bank is a newly established bank, barely about 2 years ago, with the mandate to increase access to financial services, especially people at grassroots. The intention of the bank to have the branches in all over the local government in Nigeria. What that means is we're going to have 777 branches or financial outlets providing financial services in the community, especially to disadvantaged people at the bottom of the pyramid. Currently, we have some products and services that we offer. We intend to expand our products so that to cut across all the needs of our entire populace. One of it is like during when MD Bank of Agriculture was talking, somebody raised an issue about non-interest. I'm happy to say that National Microfinance Bank recently launched a product called Non-Interest Microfinance Bank Launch, and it's for both COVID-19 loan, which is otherwise known as TCF, as well as agribusiness investment equity scheme, which is popularly known as AXIBIS. So these are the newly launched products. One can take advantage, especially people from people at the grassroots, people that think they've been excluded because of one reason or the other, so they can use this opportunity to partake in financial decision-making process. Apart from non-interest, we have conventional products like AXMIS. AXMIS is a loan that one can take up to 10 million to pay over 7 years with the interest of, for now it's 5%, but because of the COVID, but it's going to be it's 5%. It's going to be 9% after maybe the COVID subside. Then it has moratorium of 1 year, depending on the nature of your product. And also, we give you a flexible repayment period in such a way that you will not feel the payment of the loans. And also, it doesn't require any collateral. Apart from that, we have also COVID-19 loan, which is palliative, so to say, but not really grant, but it's a loan, but a very flexible loan that one can take and pay over 3 years with 1 year moratorium. Also, the essence of that loan is to ensure people that have been affected directly or indirectly with COVID, they can take loan or they can participate under either SME or household. Then it's also interested to know that all the loans in NASAL or CBN related loans, they have insurance. Why? Because if in case of any eventuality, you can go back and claim your damage. But there's what we call lack of information asymmetry. A lot of people are not even aware if they have any issue with their businesses, they can quickly report to any financial institution branch for them to take it up with the insurance company to write the reports and do the needful. A lot of people. So that's why you see a lot of businesses failing, because if any disaster happens, so that's the end of the business. But if you know there's insurance that is covering, you remember in the course of packaging your loan, banks usually charges you insurance. That insurance is very important. They're not just charging just because you're taking loan. They are charging you because in case of any eventuality, I think it's very important. If you're taking loan, pay attention to the insurance cover, because it's very important in a business. So I think I will stop at this junction. So in case if there's any question or suggestion, so you can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And maybe I'll need to ask him to make some clarification about this loans thing. Business Visa Group was privileged to receive one of their representatives, and the loans that they introduced that's the interest loan and non-interest loan, which if we understand him clearly, he said the non-interest loans, what they do is that they buy the structures, the machineries or some equipments you might need to assist you on the loan you're asking for, instead of giving you the money to go and do it yourself. So the 5% loan or the interest rate, they give you the lump sum to now utilize it yourself. So I want him to clarify that, and then if anyone has a comment, we'll come up with that. Thank you. Okay,
thank you so much, moderator. Okay, there's conventional loan and there's also non-interest loan. I think it's very important to have an understanding of the two types of loans, the conventional and then non-conventional. Non-conventional is otherwise known as non-interest loan. There are some people in the society that, because of their faith or belief, that they don't want to take interest-based loan. So in order not them to be excluded from the financial system, we decide to come up with something that is aligned with their faith, so as to also partake in financial system. So the non-interest loan is a loan that we don't give cash, but rather we buy equipment for you. For instance, in the course of application, you say you want to buy, let's say, a car or handset or anything, any investment that you want to do. We're going to partake in your business. You tell us that this is what you want to buy. We have registered vendors that we can supply you. Those vendors, we have actually screened them to ensure that they're very transparent, they're very honest. So you will liaise with the vendors, we'll credit the vendors, then the vendors will supply you whatever you want to buy, so as to avoid diversion. Somebody will say that I want to buy this, but rather you go and buy this. So that's how non-interest loan operates. But in the other loan, that is conventional loan, you apply for, let's say, 500,000. So we give you 500,000, you go and buy whatever you want to buy. So, or like non-interest. And then under non-interest, we have what we call murabaha and ijara. These are the concept of Islamic finance that we're using for now for both COVID-19 loan and then agribusiness equity investments in that Aximis. So we're using this to finance assets and then working capital in some instance, for Aximis. So I think with this, one will have an understanding of how the two operate. Thank you.
Thank you Very much for that contribution. I think we're clear about that loan thing, but the most important thing I tell you is to group yourself. The more number, the more powers you can strike a deal for you, and it will go to your advantage. Do we have anything related to the loan from Nassau? And okay, there's a gentleman right there. Okay.
Please, I want to bring up to the podium Dr. John Osonwa. Dr. John Osonwa is a seasoned consultant on climate. Now, if we have questions from the floor, we want to take questions as we listen to Dr. John Osonwa.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to stand on existing protocols. We've done a lot of protocols since yesterday.
Sorry, Mr. John. Maybe let's round up this session and then we bring you in.
Okay.
For comment. Thank you very much. Yeah. You can go ahead with your questions. Let him respond. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning. I'm Sir Joshua. I happen to have opportunity to work with EDI. So I want to Mr. Naisa to answer me this question very well so that I will be well clear and everyone will understand. Working with EDI that Naisa and CBN have created, we have so many challenges that many people have applied a loan, Agrimis loan of 10 million naira. Since last year, there was no approval. At the end last year, this year, there was a decline message publicly sent to people that applied 10 million that they should reapply only 3 million naira for the Agrimis loan. Applying for this 3 million naira now, early this year, no approval. This cry is not reaching up to you people there. Even we that were your EDI people that were assisting you for people to apply for this loan. We are facing so many challenges. People look at us that the chicken amount of money that we should take 15,000 naira to train these people. They are looking at us that we have become scams. We train them, we give them certificates, we upgrade profile under your portal for them to access this money. We are facing challenges, sir.
It's okay.
How can these people be able to please, in the very short term, access this fund so that agriculture can be easy way?
Thank you very much. He understands. He will respond to you. Yeah. Anyone other so that he can respond one time? Oh, okay, please. The last person there, so he can now respond at a time.
Good morning, sir, everybody. Please, my question is this. Can the loan be given by individual or by organization? Thank you.
Okay. The man in the red, please. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Linus by name. I wanted to apply for no-interest targeted credit facility for households under NISA, and the cap for that is 500,000 naira. When I started applying, I discovered something, so I didn't submit my application. I supposed to submit items that does not exceed 500,000 naira. But when I put the prices on what I want to buy, by the time I reached 340,000 naira, their own automatic calculator was already telling me 500,000 naira. And by the time I took my own prices to 500,000 naira, it was giving me 640,000 naira, while the real prices I put on my own was 500,000. So that made me not to submit the application. I want to know that 140 on top, where did it come from? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll allow him to respond to these questions, and then we move to the next session.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me start with the first person. He asked about He talked about his application being with us for over a year, that he applied for AXMIS loan since last year. Up to now, it has not been approved. And then some of them got a decline message, and then he reapplied early this year for 3 million, nothing yet. First, I would like to apologize for the delay in disbursement under AXMIS. Why? Because AXMIS loan is actually loan from bankers, is money from bankers committee. Is a 5% profit after tax from bankers committee that they set aside to fund AXMIS program. So you know, banks usually takes time to declare their profit. So it takes a while before they finish, conclude, do their auditing, and then before their financials is ready. So until they achieve that, that's when the AXMIS money will be ready for us to disburse. We recently got the money, and then so disbursement has commenced recently. So I think a lot of people will get, probably this week or next week, they'll get their notification for the approval. Then also, you also talked about the decline message that you received. Yes, of course, we send decline messages to a lot of applicants. Why? Because we appraised their application, we discovered that they did not meet our risk acceptance criteria. You know, it's a bank. Each and every bank, they have their own risk acceptance criteria. Let me give you a scenario. For somebody who applied 10 million and he said he wants to go into fishery as a startup. But even common sense will tell you, how would somebody who is startup, who is just starting a business, will just apply 10 million for a fishery? I think is not really making economic meaning for especially most of the bankers. So again, you see somebody who is into rice milling. He applied for rice milling. He applied for 3 million. You know, 3 million cannot buy him a good rice milling machine. So from day one, if you give him 3 million, you're killing the business. The business will kill from day one. He won't be able to repay the loan as at when due. So we're trying to avoid all such tendencies. So that's why we sat down, we did a true risk acceptance appraisal, and then we found out some will definitely fail when we give them such kind of loan. So that's why we send that SMS. Then also to the second person that asked about non-interest. You apply for 500,000. 500,000 is the limit for household. If you're looking for anything above 500,000, I think it's better you migrate to SME. That will enable you to apply more than 500,000, up to 2.5 million probably. So look at your invoice. How much do you exactly need to fund your business? So if your business needs more than 500,000, you change your option to SME option, so that to allow you to take more than that 500,000 that you apply. I think these are the two questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think we should move to Halibi to make his contribution. Then we take questions from the audience, and also get our guest that comes last to make his own contribution. And also the insurance person said he wants to make some contribution before we round up too.
Good morning all, once more. Mutanen Bauchi sannunku da zuwa. Allah ya ƙara sanya mana albarka da abubuwan da muke yi. To the organizers, Agricon, una do well. Well done. This is a very nice program. Let's put our hands together for them. And of course, to the FCTA, thank you for providing the enabling environment, and our mother, the Honorable Minister of State, yesterday that graced the occasion. I believe it really gave a boost to everyone that is here. Where is Chief Ebo? I was thinking, is he within? Okay, I also appreciate him. He's really someone to work with. I think anybody who is looking for somebody to work together with him, you can grab him and do one or two things with him. I also, where is Mr. S.A. Abdul? S.A. to the Honorable Minister. I am mentioning these names because I think they are very important, and one of the aim of coming together is to increase our networks. And then I will also believe that most of the people sitting here have one or two business they are doing, or they are trying to kind of move up in their business or try to increase more one or two things in their business. Of course, the chairman of this session is somebody who at least will also, you need to network with him so that he can give you private advice. I'm saying all this, the aim, if we come here, gather and go without achieving anything in our businesses, what is the point of wasting the transport to come here? But if you can come here, and then after today, you are able to call him and say, sir, I remember we met at that conference, and that's why I'm calling you, sir. I cannot get this loan. I think you have increased your network. And then you say, yes, I remember. So make sure you collect their numbers, and make sure you follow up with them. Make sure you snap picture with them. Do you know why? So that if somebody said, I cannot remember, say, sir, sorry, I'll send you WhatsApp. Send him WhatsApp, your picture and his own picture. Then he will remember that, oh, we met at that conference. So make sure you do with most of them that are here. The few things I want to say. Yesterday, one of the speakers said, we don't have business with hunger. That is what Senator Abla Ademu says. Today, the chairman of this session also said, we have everything in Nigeria. That is the nature. God has positioned us strategically on this land. And then this land is green. We have water, we have everything. Madam, you want to moderate me 2 minutes? Haba, that's too small. To me, I want to talk about setting up of major industries in Nigeria. If we have more of the industries, the smaller businesses will be able to hook up, because we need mostly raw materials from the farmers, and those larger businesses could look at the smaller business and then get their raw material from them. But then that brings me to the question I asked earlier on how do we set up. And you can see most of them are talking about you approaching the banks for facility, all these things. But there is one major thing which I want the people from the government side to take note. The bottlenecks, the long procedures. The government needs to come in between and try to reduce all these problems. And thank God, those in the government also know about these problems. So how can we reduce the problem so that at least those businesses can grow? The overburden of government policies or government agencies on businesses is one of the factors killing businesses. You start a business without going anywhere, there are 10 government agencies on your head. Bring this, bring that, bring that. Can the business grow? The problems are too many. I am speaking on the side of those with industries. I am the head of Halibis Industry. I'm the president of Halibis Industry. In Halibis Industry, the water you are drinking is from Halibis Industry. The biscuit being shared, so many things is Halibis Industry. So I'm talking about real problem, not theoretical problems. I'm talking about reality, not theory. So the problems are real. If government want our businesses to grow, government should reduce the problems. We are not saying there should not be government interference with businesses, because we need government to give us security, so many things, but then reduce it, reduce the bottleneck. And for those people seeking for loan is good for your businesses, try to seek for them, but there is one important factor. What is that important factor? Your mindset. Don't start a business thinking that you are starting a business to go and seek for loan. You're already killing the business. Start and try your best. If you try your best, God will make it easy, and then even when you want to seek for loan, then that loan will not be, how do I put it, will not be the in thing in the business. Make your own effort first, and then Almighty God will bless your business.
Thank you very much.
It's quite unfortunate, the chairman, it's quite unfortunate we don't have much time. What I have to say, I have not even gone into anything. I pray we'll have a better time for us to properly discuss. Thank you.
I really appreciate that beautiful contribution from him. And we allow, maybe, sir, you can take a few minutes to make your contribution too.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chairman. Given that we have limited time, let me get to the point. My area of expertise is climate change and agriculture. Well, that is what I teach. I'm an adjunct professor in that area. I have written many regulations, guidelines, strategic documents for government in that regard. But I am also a farmer. I have 2 farms, one in Abuja here, Keti Village. I also have a farm in Abia State. And my farm is a little bit different from what many people do. What we do is called climate smart, organic, integrated agriculture. Many of you will understand what I'm talking about. And the reason we are doing that is because we are finding that the climatic conditions we used to have when we were children. I've been in farming for at least 45 years. As a young man, we used to go with my dad, my parents, my uncle, went to the US. I was there for 30 years and studied how agriculture is being done as a business and in response to changing climate. Many of you are noticing as farmers, let me begin from the northern part of the country where agriculture is predominant. The land is no longer as fertile as it used to be because of what we call desertification and drought. The soil is becoming very dry. It doesn't sustain livelihoods. The water systems you're used to be aware of, they are drying up. Lake Chad, which used to support over 50 million people, most of them farmers, both soil farmers and aquaculture and fishermen. That lake has shrunk by 95%, from about 25,000 square kilometers to just less than 2,000. As you're coming down, the desert is encroaching into Nigeria at the rate of about 3.5 kilometers every single year. You look at the farmers, herders clashes. I can tell you that there is a direct connection between climate change and what we are seeing, because a vast expanse of those frontline states can no longer support life, don't have enough grass, don't have enough water, don't have enough greenery to support life. So it's pushing everybody downward, inevitably. That's in the northern section. Then you come to the southern section, big rivers, so you have more flooding in Nigeria, even in Abuja here. That's why we're having so much flooding, and it's affecting a lot of farmers. I know a poultry farmer who had about 30,000 birds, flooding washed out his birds. I know people who are doing aquaculture by the river banks. Water has risen and they are losing their fish. I know a lot of people, even in Anambra State, birds, 50,000 birds washed away because of flooding. You go down to the creeks, Bayelsa rivers, it's happening. So our focus through Agricon is to begin to proffer solutions to some of these things. Why are your crops not doing so well? We may be able to point you to crops that will do very well with very little water. We may even be able to show you how you can do farming with just water, what we call hydroponics. You don't need soil again. We may be able to tell you trees you will plant to act as shelter beds so that the wind and the desertification does not encroach too much. We may be able to tell you irrigation systems, natural irrigation systems we are using in Ethiopia, in Kenya, that will retain water for the community. You don't need to do boreholes. So that's why we are here. There are solutions just like there are challenges. And that's what I do. And that's why we are all working together as Agricon. So beyond what the government can do, we also have practical applications for you that you can tap into and increase your harvest. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. That was a beautiful. You can all see and believe that we are in a great nation. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you can see all this from Agricon Group is offer. They are offering, calling on you at your own residence. Do you think they don't have other nations to go? We are just privileged nation. They have seen what we have. They come, drag a very important personnel to come in and make offer that we are willing to invest. What are they asking from you? Come in as a group. They are willing to help us to make it. We have the gentleman is telling you the risks that is approaching us, considering our land. So he has enlightened us. If you need more clarification, he has made himself and his organization readily available. From the processing zone, we have the Halibis. He has told you your challenges, and he made himself readily available for any upgrade or clarification or how you can venture into it. So, and again, the NICEL, he is telling you the different classes of loans and their processes. And again, he's re-emphasizing, if you group up yourself, it makes it much easier for them to access the loans, to even guide you to have that. All they are saying is, look, come, we know what Nigeria is worth and the investment turnovers. FCT is reassuring you, making clear mention that we have Greenland's investment and he's willing to also assist. But if you come as a group, it's much better. So the insurance too, he made himself readily available. And also our trade ministry, who has told you some of his programs and their doors are open. So in the absence of any question, I think we'll round up from here. And any final comment from the, if any, or maybe from Agricon group head to round it up. In the absence of any comment or such. Thank you.
Sorry, for those on our own part as Halibis industry, we realize that Agricon is a very good window. And if this program can be open, or maybe this conference or whatever, can also include those in the universities, because I realize we are not doing well not because we don't know what to do, but because we don't even know what is there open for us to grab. All what they are saying, do this, do that, maybe most of us are hearing it today. And some few people are expert in taking those facilities. But if this knowledge exists, more and more people will go to it, and it will be easy for them to get. And then for those who really, some businesses that are open, maybe for distributorship and so on and so forth, you can also go into that. We are talking about end hunger, end hunger, end hunger. It's a very serious topic. So please and please, let us continue to open the doors. On our part as Halibis industry, we are open for collaboration or for whatever. If you want to be distributor or any of our products, feel open. We also end hunger in that direction. If the moderator of this sitting has windows, let him also declare the window. Let him declare the window. If we have 100 people coming in to be distributors of these various business keying, at least we have killed 100 hunger. And maybe by extension, there are several hunger that will be killed along the way. I actually don't want us to go home with English language. I don't want us to go home with English language. Let us go home with something. Let us go home with something. If we can't go home with something, let us send something to somebody at home to key into it.
Thank you very much. What a blessed nation we have. And I will also, before rounding up, that you can also visit a business visa stand to see how processed Nigerian products are. Whatever you see there is being processed from our commodities. And finally, I think NISAL official wants to make a final comment too before we get to Agricon to round it up.
Okay, sorry. I just want to make this appeal. We've noticed a lot of people have been duped in the course of accessing loan from NISAL. I want to use this medium to appeal. You should not give anybody to get loan from NISAL. NISAL doesn't have any agent, so if you want to take loan, go to NISAL branch, get guided, or you apply through our online portal, or we have whistleblowing portal that you can report anybody that is trying to extort money from you in the name of facilitation fee. Thank you so much.
All right, that's very good. Thank you very much. That's very wonderful, and I think it's one of the challenges people have been having. And you see, when you now go individually, you're bound to fall into such traps. But if you come as a group, the leaders of the group will be responsible for all this. So I encourage all of you to team up, identify what you want, and get advices from them how best you can get advantage of those loans. I tell you, if you come as a group, you can even renegotiate and force them to change, to step down on some of their policies. All they want is to make sure that you utilize that loan on what you requested for. So I think she wants to round up. Thank you very much for this session and for listening.
Thank you, my chairman and the moderator. I think you've done justice to the assignment given to you. Thank you very much. I want to use this opportunity to thank everybody, especially supporters and partners from the ministry, the LCTA, the industry, and NISA just came on board now, and you can see he has addressed a lot of issues. We just want to let you know that Agricon is there for you. The president of Halibis said something. You must take something out from here. If you leave here without taking anything, it means you have been speaking grammar. And what we want you to take out from here is coming up in the next 15 minutes. Apart from what you heard from the discussion, we are also going to teach. We are also going to explain. Most of them are going to stay back. They're not going away. They're part of it. We are going to really show you what we call capacity building, expanding your knowledge, value addition, preservation. I mean, name it. It's covered to us. Thank you very much, Senator Chairman, and thank you, Dr. Sonwa, for all what you've done. Please, before you go, just sit down, please. I would like us to recognize the presence of Fernando Laben, head of the economic section and commercial section of Argentina Embassy. They are here. They are showing interest, really. They want to synergize with Nigerian agriculture. Right here, they want to see what we are doing. And they are showing everybody here that Argentina Embassy, or Argentina as a country, we want to be part of all what we are doing here today. So we welcome you, we are very much welcome, and we ask you to stay back to see what we're doing. We want to use this opportunity to tell every farmer here, just like what our moderators and our discussants have been saying,
Go out there and register. Make sure your name is in the database. We have a program. We have a session we have made available. Please do yourself justice by making sure you go there and put your name in the database. And before I say goodbye to our very good friends that have been with us since morning, I want to tell all of you that as we go out now, we are going around to see the beautiful things you have at the exhibition. I tell you, half of those things are medicinal. Don't say it's expensive. Just take the name and take the number, contact of whoever is there. If you can't buy it now, you can buy later. Don't miss this opportunity to get all what you can get. After today, it's ended, but when you have the contact, communication and discussion continues. Thank you very much. Please, we are taking a good photograph with the Agricon group. And immediately after, we want our farmers that come all the way from Bauchi to come to the front for photographs. Immediately after this picture, we want all our farmers from Bauchi to come over to the front for group photographs. Meanwhile, Agricon group, the chairman, everybody, the CEO, all directors of Agricon group should come over and take pictures.
All the farmers from Bauchi, please come up for the group photograph.
Let me show you where you're ready. Madam, what is your name again? What's your name again?
Rosemary.
Where are you from?
I'm from Imo.
You're doing fantastic. Where were you yesterday? Oh, fantastic job. It's okay. Well, that's the way it's done.
I'm a quarantine officer.
No, no. Oh, it is a bank management. You go to good job.
Exhibition.
Yes, exhibition.
Is it for you?
All farmers.
All farmers.
All farmers. Great nation. Great farmers. Great nation. Great farmers.
Great nation.
Great farmers.
Great nation.
Great farmers.
Great nation.
We want to thank the Bauchi farmers who have been with us here since yesterday, and we are assuring them that we are carrying them along in whatever we are doing, and we want to tell them that the relationship we have with them continues from here. It's not ending. In as much as we have different programs for others, their own program is going to be very different and very key. The chairman of this Agricon has mandated that we should let them know specially that we are going to pay a visit to Bauchi, and that at the appropriate time when we come to Bauchi, we are really going to have a talk with them. Thank you very much.
Is it exhibition time now? After the photographs, please, we will proceed to the exhibition stands to see what we have there. Exhibition time, please.
There's an announcement by the CEO section. Hello, just 1 minute. Can we have Mr. Baron? Mr. Baron is from America. He has a special message from America Agricon. He is the CEO Agricon America.
Thank you. Thank you, my sister. Thank you.
Hello? Hello?
Maybe that microphone here.
Hello? Go on.
Hey. Okay, hello. Thank you so much. Hello and greetings from the United States of America, and also greetings from Texas. I'm Byron Carter. I'm the CEO of Agricon USA, and also greetings from Texas. I'm actually from Texas. Most of you probably heard of Texas before, but Texas is only one of the states in the United States of America. So, and I'm sure yesterday you heard Jason speak about Texas and the Agriculture Commissioner speak about Texas. Now, something that our commissioner stated yesterday, that Texas produces around $114 billion in agriculture. That's not small. I took the liberty to do the math and translate it into Naira. That's around 65 to 66 trillion Naira. This is the size of some countries' GDP. So with that being said, we have actually a wide range of agriculture off-takers in Texas that's actually looking for you. So we are looking for a win-win relationship. Texas and Nigeria together as one can produce and will produce a win-win situation. Our commissioner and I are here today to establish a relationship between the local government or the national government, the people, and most of all, the registered Nigerian farmers. Make sure that you do register at the booth, because we have established relationships with other U.S. companies throughout the United States that's open-minded to supply grant monies. We have investors who are looking to invest in processing, and as well, as I mentioned before, we have off-takers who's looking to purchase some of your products. Now, once your product actually reaches America, it would go to one of our bonded warehouses, preferably the first warehouse that it would go to. Your products will arrive into Texas, where I am, in Houston, Texas. And once they arrive at our bonded warehouse, then they will be distributed throughout their various places. So once again, I won't be here long, but definitely go register. We believe in Texas that we can make a relationship and build our relationship with the Nigerian farmers, and together we will end hunger by 2030. Thank you very much.
Please, we want to call on FCT attendees to come up for a good photograph. FCT farmers and attendees from FCT, please. We want to have you here for group photograph. Thank you.
We are going to have technical sections, but we just realized that we should really take photographs with our friends, people who have spent time with us, coming to stay with us. I want to make a reference to what the CEO from America has said. So what he said is that you have to register with Agricon to have benefits of what we have in our package. Make sure you register and you have your registration number confirmed. When you have a register, when you have a registered, we can place a face to you, because your registration will have your ID card and everything that you have to do. Don't forget, you have been promised that NIN, your NIN number, you can get it today from the registration too. So these are the benefits. A young man just met me that he's from the university or the universities around, and that they're also interested in the part 2 of today's program. Among the things we have, good agricultural practice. This is going to be delivered very soon to you. We have another group that are going to show you steps and procedures for obtaining your certificate for export. How you can get your certificate for export, you are going to be told that. And have you ever heard about army that are not in the barracks? Someone is going to educate you on army without barracks. And this army are the army attacking your crops, which you call army worm. He's going to give you the details about that. He's going to give you facts about innovative agriculture from IITA and also from Research Institute, Umudike. All these are packages. And of course, you, as an attendee, will have some input to make. It's going to be so interesting. Please don't miss it. That is exactly what you have to take home from this conference. Thank you.
Agricon.
No nation. Great nation. Great nation. No nation. Please, after the group photograph, we have 30 minutes to visit the